other people who wanted the spot. What Joe Biden did as a last FU to the Democratic Party, because they pushed him out of his nomination, is he immediately said, if y'all saw this on social when he announced that he was stepping aside, and then he followed that up with another tweet right after it, another post right after it, that I'm putting my full support behind Kamala Harris to take over the nomination. He said that out on his social media. As soon as he said I'm stepping down, the very next post, I support Kamala Harris to be the person to take my spot. When he said that, he handcuffed the Democrats. That's what he did. He put them in a position where they couldn't do anything. Now, why is that? Because at that point, they could have still done this. They could have just said, well, no, we're not doing what Joe Biden said. What we're going to do is have an open primary where Kamala and everybody else can run against each other. But that would have made them look terrible. It would have made them look terrible because Joe Biden, first of all, he ran on this, if you don't vote for me, you're not black thing. So he was promoting this racial idolatry, this identity politics thing. Second, he said, I'm picking a black woman as my vice president, which he did. He picked Kamala Harris, black. All right, I'll do that every time I mention her being black. Then he appointed a Supreme Court Justice, Ketanji Brown Jackson. That's the chick who doesn't know what a woman is. He appointed her because he said, I'm going to pick a black woman. Did it again. Then he said, I'm going to pick a black woman who's also part of the LGBT community as my press secretary. That was Corinne Jean-Pierre. She's still there right now. So Biden's been playing this identity politics game the whole time. And the reason why it was successful is because the Democratic Party has played identity politics for years. They've been doing this for 60 years. Identity politics. Black, black, black. We're the party of black people, right? And there's a bunch of black people listening to me right now. You have been raised on this. You believe it. And nothing I say is going to change your mind about it. But the Democrats are the party of black people and for black people. Believe that if you want. I'm not in the business of changing people's minds. But when Joe Biden came out and announced that I'm going to put Kamala Harris as my VP, well, what did he really do? What he did was put the Democrats in a position where to go against his word would have been bad on several fronts. First of all, they're going against the word of the actual president. It'd be hard to do. Secondly, they're going to say, well, I'm going to put a black woman as a nominee for president for the first time ever, and the Democrats are going to say no. That would have made them look horrible. And there's no way that would have looked good on any of the Democrats had they gone against his word. So he handcuffed them. He checkmated them. So even though you might think Joe Biden is slipping mentally, he wasn't slipping that much, not that day. He was sharp and on point that day because he handcuffed the Democrats and forced them to keep Kamala as the nominee. Now, if you give Nancy Pelosi some truth serum, if I had dinner with Nancy Pelosi and gave her a couple drinks and asked her to tell me the truth, did you want Kamala